Coming up on Juice and Java, the biggest storm of the year hits the Philippines.
And another storm here in the States as Tropical Storm Florence takes numerous fatalities.
We also have several Juice and Java correspondents here in studio to talk about Nike's recent controversial ad, the new Social Justice Center at SU, and Fashion Week.
And it turns out, apparently, I'm not the only goat on this week's show. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. I'll believe it when I see it. Watch Rebekah and I as we take on the New York State Fair.
You don't want to miss it.
And you don't have to, because Juice and Java starts right now. Good morning and welcome to Juice and Java. Thanks for starting your morning with us. I'm Noah Eagle.
And I'm Rebekah Castor. Let's kick things off with the squeeze.
There's a storm brewing in the Philippines. Super Typhoon Mangkhut is looking to be the strongest storm of 2018, with winds blowing at more than 103 miles per hour. Typhoon is forecasted to make landfall this morning in the Philippines after tearing through Guam. Now, officials have evacuated thousands of residents, but many still remain in the path of the storm. Warnings have been issued, schools have been shut down, and the Army is on standby as the storm is expected to move west from the Philippines to Hong Kong tomorrow afternoon. The biggest fears are flash floods, widespread power outages, and landslides in mountainous regions.
Yes, and Noah, we actually had breaking news this morning. There's actually already been 2 confirmed deaths from the typhoon so far this morning. There were actually 2 women who a hillside actually collapsed on them. So definitely people, if they're still in that area at this point, they need to find shelter and they need to find safety. And
we're going to talk a little bit about more storms in the next story, but it seems like Mother Nature's upset right now. To me, that's what I've gotten out of this is everywhere you look, there's something going on with the environment that makes me think Mother Nature is upset with somebody out
there. Right. And the other storm that's a little bit closer to home, hurricane turned tropical storm Florence, is raging through the Carolinas after making landfall Friday morning. Florence hit North Carolina as a Category 1 hurricane before being downgraded to a tropical storm in the afternoon.
Now, it might not be as strong as anticipated, but Florence is still wreaking havoc wherever it goes. At an incredibly slow pace, making flooding and storm surge worse than usual.
Hundreds of people have needed to be rescued from homes after towns and roads transformed into rivers. Emergency crews in New Bern, North Carolina responded to over 200 calls Friday morning, but had to delay answering another 150 due to waters being too high. One resident in the area described the town as being entirely underwater.
7 people are confirmed dead due to the storm, including a mother and her infant son, killed when a tree fell on their house. People who thought their houses would be safe from the winds and the water have been escaping from their homes as the slow speed of the storm catches up to them.
But it hasn't all been bad news. Before the storm, a shelter in Raleigh appealed to the community through Twitter as they accepted triple the number of animals they could accommodate. They had lost power, desperately needed help to keep the animals safe. To their surprise, hundreds of people lined up to take dogs and cats home with them.
As the storm moves inland, people are starting to venture out of their homes to assess the damage to their communities. But South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster warns people it's not over yet.
We're liable to have bridges that are impassable, roads that are washed out, flash floods, maybe even landslides in the mountains. Do not drive around the barricades. These are the same warnings and urgings we've been doing throughout. Be careful, be smart.
And the governor's not kidding around. He's not just being overly cautious when he says that the roads in North Carolina are actually, and South Carolina, are expected to still be flooded for the next 3 days.
I mean, I remember Hurricane Sandy being without power for 10 days. It's absolutely brutal, and thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. Now, many companies have offered help during hurricane relief, including tech giant Apple. In addition to helping out with the storm, they released 3 new iPhones and a new watch. Apple did away with the numbers on the new phones by naming them XS, XS Max, and XR. Now, the S series is designed to be their top-of-the-line product. The new feature includes an improved display, better cameras, and a longer battery life. Meanwhile, the R series is designed to be Apple's more affordable version of the iPhone, and it comes in a variety of colors. The new Apple Watch has a bigger screen than before and also contains an FDA-approved heart rate sensor capable of performing an EKG. The new watch starts at $400, while the iPhone starts at $750.
Now, the EKG thing is the thing that really sticks out to me there. Like, I think that will be so useful for people moving forward.
Yeah, it's useful, sure. But here's my problem with Apple. They release a product. So, for example, I just got a new computer. And when I think about it, like in 2 years, it's going to be out of style because they keep releasing these products. And now I'm just spending all the money to stay current, right?
Always something new. And the votes are in, and they aren't for Cynthia Nixon. The progressive candidate for governor and former TV actress lost the New York Democratic primary last night to incumbent Andrew Cuomo. Nixon was trailing in the polls, but still hoped to win through progressive voter turnout. Minority voters did turn out, only for other races. Candidates challenging incumbent Democratic senators who voted with Republicans triumphed in 6 of 8 districts. In Central New York, SU Administrator and progressive Rachel May narrowly defeated one of these senators. However, she is holding off on declaring victory until all absentee ballots are counted.
I mean, Rebekah, this isn't a shock by any standards.
Not a shock at all.
Cynthia Nixon wasn't the front runner from the start, but it was. I did feel like it was nice that she did go through with her campaign, and it seems like she influenced Andrew Cuomo a tad in his already established values.
She ran a good race, and I'm curious to see if she has any intentions of still running for governor on the independent ticket. I could see her doing that, but I know that Democrats are going to discourage her from doing that so that she doesn't split the vote from Cuomo.
Well, I mean, that makes sense to me. Now, several towns in Boston are recovering after dozens of gas explosions rocketed their communities yesterday. The blast set a number of homes in the area on fire and left one person dead. Around 8,000 people were unable to stay in their homes on Thursday, and schools throughout the area were closed on Friday. Columbia Gas is the company responsible for the explosions. They're working along with the federal agencies to assure that the area is safe as they continue to investigate what caused the explosions. They hope to ensure that everyone is able to return to their homes by Sunday.
So no, one person is confirmed dead from these explosions and hundreds are injured. I see a lawsuit brewing from this.
Well, yeah, that's not a question. Just like Cynthia Nixon losing wasn't a shock, a lawsuit here wouldn't be a shock. But with that being said, it seems like I said, something is going on. It's just, karma different places. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, this company has no idea how this happened.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous and scary to a lot of people. They need to come up with an explanation because people want to know what happened.
Couldn't agree more.
And more trouble with the 2016 Trump campaign. Former campaign chairman Paul Manafort pleaded guilty to federal crimes of conspiracy yesterday. Manafort agreed to tell the special counsel everything that he knows about Russian interference in the 2016 election in return for reduced charges. President Trump's legal team issued a statement saying Manafort could tell the truth because the president had done nothing wrong. However, they later released a corrected statement which removed the part about Manafort telling the truth. It is unknown at this time what Manafort will disclose with Robert Mueller and the special counsel.
To me, I see stories like this and it makes me think, will we ever have a time in this Trump presidency where something like this isn't talked about? Because they're brought up all the time, the meddling by the Russians in the election and things like that. And also, my favorite part about this story is we have nothing to hide, go for it, tell your truth. I mean, to me, that's like an elementary school response of, yeah, we're good. Just go. You can give us a lie detector. We're fine.
I know. I just know that Americans really want to know the truth about this. When your democracy is shaped by something like meddling in an election, you want to make sure that your votes are counting.
And you might want to think twice before picking up your next jewel. The FDA has put a 60-day timeline on the makers of e-cigarettes to declare that they can keep the device away from minors. Now, failure to do so can result in jewels coming off the shelves, and new studies reveal that the e-cigarette may be addictive to teenagers who have never smoked regular cigarettes before. According to the FDA, over 2 million middle and high school students became e-cigarette users just last year. Along with the high levels of nicotine in jewels, there's also the addition of chemicals from the e-liquid flavors that have not yet been studied. The combination of these problems leads to the fate of jewels resting in the hands of the FDA.
No, I definitely applaud the FDA for doing this because, I know people that use jewels and, I see young kids, juuling after school and everything. And this is an addictive thing. This is the modern day cigarette. And I don't understand why people would want to put nicotine in their body when they know all of the effects of it.
It sounds like you pity the jewel and the people that use it.
Well, coming up after the break, find out why the ad playing on your screen right now caused controversy across the nation from one of the world's largest brands.
Stay with us.
Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch. Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver. The one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Now, you're probably very familiar with the campaign slogan, "Just do it."
Yeah, other than Shia LaBeouf's, viral video. The phrase is the trademark of shoe company Nike, and the campaign launched in 1988 and has continued to show success.
However, its most recent ad featuring Colin Kaepernick stirred controversy across the country as people questioned the company's decision to feature a man who refused to stand for the national anthem. We have Landon here in studio to talk more about that.
Thanks, guys. Nike has sent shockwaves around the world and through the stock market with their latest ad campaign featuring Colin Kaepernick, the man who ignited the NFL kneeling protests. Even before the ad aired during 2018's first Thursday night of NFL football, Nike's decision to choose Kaepernick as the campaign centerpiece was the talk of the town and the talk of Wall Street. Until then, Nike's stock had been up 30% this year. The day the ad had been released, it dropped 3%. Regardless, SU marketing professor Q Lee says it was absolutely the right move.
There's a lot of free publicity, exposure, and attention they gained. And if you think about how much they actually spent on it, it's even before they actually ran the ad. They were getting just, millions of people attention talking about Nike and so on. And they have a long history of always standing by their athletes, even if they are being criticized or praised by the public and so on. So at least here they're being consistent and Nike is being Nike. I think other companies will pay attention to it, and I expect more and more brands to take a stand on socially controversial or sensitive issues like this. Almost always the financial market will first react negative because uncertainty is not a good thing.
As of the closing bell on Friday, the stock price is at its highest it has been all year at $83.49. Lee says this controversy was a PR stunt just crazy enough to work.
A lot of free publicity, exposure, and attention they gained. And if you think about how much they actually spent on it, it's even before they actually ran the ad. They were getting just, millions of people attention talking about Nike and so on. And they have a long history of
However, Nike has had plenty of opposition. Since the ad aired, we've seen universities such as Truett-McConnell University in Georgia drop the swoosh as their athletic sponsor. As of now, Syracuse University does not have any plans to do the same. In the last year, we've seen multiple companies like Starbucks also take stands on social movements. Lee says he's expecting to see more companies with similar values ride this wave. Across all social media platforms, the hashtag Nike and Nike boycott have been trending as people have either been posting their support or posting photographs and videos of cutting, burning, smashing, well, you name it, all sorts of destroying merchandise with the iconic swoosh. This may be the most backlash the company has seen since it started, but it certainly is not the first time Nike has chosen a controversial ad. Nike chose to use the NBA legend Charles Barkley back in 1993 in a campaign saying he's not paid to be a role model. They've also featured the openly gay, HIV-positive runner Rick Munoz back in 1995. This certainly isn't the first time for Nike. We can expect it won't be the last, and we can expect to see more reactions and more controversial ad campaigns in the future.
Thanks so much, Landon. Coming up, morning correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo is here to talk about SU's No Social Justice Center.
Stay tuned.
Ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
Okay.
I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Java. Yesterday, Syracuse University officially launched the Lender Center for Social Justice.
Juice and Java correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo sat down with co-director of the new center, Professor Kendall Phillips, to find out how the center will function. Gabrielle?
Center for Social Justice has been in the works for 4 years. It was made possible by a $5 million donation from alumnus Marvin and Helene Lender. Professor of Communications and Rhetorical Studies Kendall Phillips is one of the new co-directors of the center. He says working with the Lenders has been an incredible experience.
So I think the real heart of the Lender Center is Helene and Marvin Lender. They're fabulous alums of Syracuse University. They're incredibly supportive, and it really was their vision of wanting a center that could help steer the world in a more just direction that has driven everything we've done. So they've been amazing partners. They're not the kind of people who just drop money and walk away. They really are partners in wanting to help Syracuse University become a leader in the question.
Phillips says the center is focused around 3 core values. The center aims to be interdisciplinary, proactive, and innovative.
We want to be interdisciplinary. We don't want to think of social justice as just an education issue or just a politics issue or just a rhetoric issue or just a media issue. We want to create a space where people from a variety of disciplines can come together to ask questions about how do we do good in social justice. We want to be proactive. We don't want to be a center that sees a bad thing happen and we react, and a bad thing happen and we react. We really want to be ahead of problems. And the last is we want to be innovative. We want to bring together a variety of faculty and students and experts to spend a good amount of time thinking about an issue and say, can we think of it in a new way that gives us new approaches to old problems?
And the center will work to accomplish these goals through fellowship teams consisting of both students and faculty. Phillips says they will focus on both local and global issues.
We believe that every social justice issue is a local problem and a global problem at the same time. And so our hope is that the work we do will partner with students on campus, absolutely crucial, faculty, absolutely crucial, but also partner with local organizations in the Syracuse area, in central New York, but also in the world.
And while you may be wondering whether or not the creation of this center is an attempt to mitigate the unrest on campus following last spring's Theta Tau controversy, Phillips says it is important that the SU community is aware that it is not.
We are not a response to Theta Tau or any other set of issues. And there was anxiety about the timing of our launch being seen by some as, oh, this is a band-aid to say, oh, we have a social justice center that takes care of whatever things have happened on campus. This conversation has been going on for at least 4 years.
For more information on how to get involved with the center, you can email lendercenter@syr.edu.
Thanks so much, Gabrielle. Now, after the break, Rebekah and I explore the state fair. Keep it here.
Back to Juice and Java. Now, we may have been on summer break, but the city of Syracuse was not.
That's right. Several nearby events continued throughout the warm days, with one of them being the State Fair.
The fair is New York's largest annual event, and Noah and I got the chance to explore it this year and do some really cool things.
And of course, we want you to see all the fun we had, so check it out. Juice and Java, we're here at the New York State Fair. It's my first time, your first time.
My first time. It was actually on my senior year bucket list, so I'm so excited to be here. There's so much to do. Noah, what are you most excited for?
I don't know. There's so many different things that we can do, so many possibilities. It's beaming hot. I don't care. I'm so excited. We've got food. We've got entertainment. We've got rides.
We've got animals.
Yeah. So I think, why are we wasting our time right here?
Let's get to it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, our first stop is here at the games. We're going to play the classic skee ball.
I'm going to kick your butt. Not just play. I'm going to dominate.
All right, you're on. Okay, here we go.
Let's see what you got. Not
right,
bad.
10.
Also got 10. I will match you.
Oh.
Oh. You're falling behind.
I'm horrible.
You're falling behind.
Okay, 40.
Big catch up.
Ooh. Oh, snap.
I guess I won. I don't know.
All right, it was 160 to 130.
Pretty close, not gonna lie. All right, should we keep going?
Yeah, we gotta keep going. I gotta dump,
right.
I don't know. What's the word?
Moving right along here at the New York State Fair. Next up, we've got food choices. Rebekah, tell the people at home what you got.
Okay, so fried Oreos are my fair food guilty pleasure. I always get them whenever I go to a fair. Noah, have you ever had one?
I have. That's why I'm experienced with the napkins, because I know these things can get messy in a hurry.
Yes,
so.
I've been waiting for these all day. I just already have to go ahead and have one.
Yes.
Just as good as I remembered.
Are you saving that powder for later, or?
Definitely messy, but you can't go wrong with fried Oreos at the fair.
I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good. All right, we won't make you wait and watch us eat the entire thing. Come on.
Let's keep going.
Our next stop, we have the animal area, and as you can see, they knew Rebekah and myself were coming. Goats right up there on top. So we're here, ready to go. You feel good? You feel like you're ready to see some animals?
Not a huge animal person, but I'm into it. Let's do it.
Wow. Well, let's see if we can change your mind.
So here we are in the animal exhibit. We got so many animals here. We got goats, which you can see right here. This one's name is Jalissa.
Jalissa, yes.
Interesting name for a goat.
We were looking through all of them. There's pigs here, llamas, or in Spanish, llamas. And when you look through them all, a lot of fun animals here. You said this was Jalissa. Right over here we have Chandra. Over there we have Jason. And then of course Rick. He's the fun one of the group. Yeah. But these are really fun goats, part of our family. Some of our cousins, and everyone here is really enjoying themselves.
And as you can imagine, it doesn't smell great in here, so...
Wow, just body bag them.
Yeah, I'm not super about hanging out in here for that much longer, so I say we move on to the next thing.
I can't argue. Let's do it. Final stop here at the fair for you guys, taking you all around. We've been through, let's see, food,
fried
animals,
Oreos.
Games, etc. Yeah, fried Oreos, that's all she cares about. Now we're on the rides. Look at this view.
You can see almost the whole fair from this ride. It's the observation tower, and it's the best ride to ride in the beginning or the end of your time at the fair, because it's right by the entrance. You can see all the fun that you've had before or that you're about to have. And it's a really nice view of central New York.
What's that now? I got caught in the view, and then of course we just got a nice bump. Everything here is so much fun. It's the New York State Fair. What can you say?
Yeah, we're going to enjoy the rest of this ride, and we're actually going to keep exploring the fair.
Yes.
But thanks for joining along, and Juice and Java will be right back.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
While most people are getting ready for pumpkin spice lattes, cozy sweaters, designers at New York Fashion Week are already showcasing the trends of next spring and summer.
And we have morning correspondent Lilia Wood here to give us a recap on the last week's events. So let's start with the basics. What are some of the trends we can expect for 2019?
Okay, so the biggest trend we saw was colored plaid. So think of Cher from Clueless. They have like the yellow plaid, the pink plaid. I'm sure you are, and orange plaid. So it's kind of taking over the stripe trend, and we're bringing in plaids. Another thing I would say is the magenta. So it's very like feminist color, so it comes in at a good time, and they're saying it's like the biggest accent color of the year. So you're wearing like, if you're wearing like a maxi dress, or you can wear it as like the accessory style.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I like the colored plaid.
Well, I like
that.
Cher from Clueless. I like that movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yellow.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie?
I have seen that movie,
okay,
actually.
Well, just making sure.
She's very fashionable.
I had to make sure real quick. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, they've been beefing for a while now, but we know that this week that continued. Can you break it down?
Yeah, so on Friday there was an exclusive event, invite only, at the Plaza Hotel.
Of course.
Then they walked out and all of a sudden they just started fighting. People are thinking it is because of when Nicki Minaj started ripping on Cardi B's child Culture, who was born in July. So I think that's had a lot to do with it, and they both took it to Instagram after Cardi B threw her shoe at Nicki Minaj.
Right, of course.
And Nicki
That's
Minaj is saying,
reaction.
why would you ever throw your shoe at me? And Cardi B saying, why would you rip apart my child?
Well, kind of moving in a different direction, you know, we lost a great fashion icon this year, Kate Spade. Was she honored at all at New York Fashion Week?
Yeah, so usually they have like a presentation style type thing, but instead she had her entire own show. So they did a whole new show, and they had little cards placed with her favorite quote and saying like 1962 to 2018 on every single chair. And they had pink glitter everywhere and silver, which were her favorite things. So I think she was definitely honored.
That's
Oh,
very
that
thoughtful.
sounds awesome.
Very
Yeah,
thoughtful,
yeah.
very nice, beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, Lilia.
Thank you for that input. And that is all we have for Juice and Java this morning. I'm Rebekah Castor.
And I'm Noah Eagle. Enjoy your day. Seize the day, Syracuse. Carpe diem. We'll see you next time.